What's up, my plant lovers and hoes? So I'm just bringing y'all along real quick on a little project that I got going on. So this Anthurium RA6 by Dad Bod, I brought this as a seedling last year, and as you can see, um, when I got it, the leaves were of course smaller than this because it was a seedling. Now it's getting bigger leaves at my house. But the situation is, from the very first time that I got it, it had little yellow dots on two of the leaves that were on the plant. And of course I just assumed, whatever, I'm gonna cut those off and everything will be fine. Well, it's almost been a year at this point. I've cut off a many leaves since I first got it. As you can see, the stem is kind of long down here. Every single one of the leaves that have come out on this plant come out looking just fine, like how this little one is coming out, come out looking just fine, and then turn out to have these yellow dots all over it. So what I'm assuming at this point is that it is some type of fungal infection, right? I don't think it's bacterial. I definitely think it's fungal. I've used a good amount of copper fungicide. I've also used some biofungicide, and it just continues to come back no matter what. So today I'm going to try one last thing, which is to take it out of this self-watering pot. It's a clay pot, and then it sits down inside of this glass pot, and it wicks up the water into it to keep the plant evenly moist. What I want to try to do is put it into something that is going to have more aeration. So this is an ugly pot that I had that's made for orchids, but as you can see on the inside of this, it had this weird blue and copper type of color in it. Now, all of my pots and stuff go together, so I don't do ugly ass colors. I just threw a quick little black glaze over it so that it goes with my collection a little more. So what I want to see is if I create a more airy or more aerated situation for this plant, will it be able to beat the fungal infection that it has? I'm going to also spray the roots down when I take it out of this pot. I'm going to spray the roots, treat it at the root level just to get some of this biofungicide into the actual root system, because if this fungus is something that is internal to the plant, then what will happen is this will just be a perpetual cycle. It'll never stop what's been going on with it, which is the constant yellowing of the leaves. Looking at what we got here, clearly the roots look fine, but with fungus, like all fungus, if the area is really, really moist, what will happen is it makes it more prone to fungus being able to grow. So what we're going to do is take it out of the moist situation that it's in and give it even more chunk to the soil, and see if just giving it a more aerated environment helps it beat the fungus that's going on with it. Now, I'm not getting rid of this soil that it's in. This shit costs me a lot of munchies. But what I'm going to do is just first and foremost expose these roots. We can see that in the self-watering pot, these roots are fine. Nothing wrong with them at all. They look great, which is good. But I am still going to spray them down to hopefully try to attack some of whatever this is that is causing these leaves to turn yellow. Now, also, it could just be that this is staying too moist for the plant inside this pot, and that's causing the yellow dots on the leaves. It could be like a edema causing those issues. I doubt it, but it's possible. It's a thing. So what I'm gonna do is just try to be careful not to mess up that baby leaf that's coming in, because if with Anthurium, if you knock that shit up against anything, it instantly comes out looking like shit when it opens all the way up. So just getting the biofungicide all over everything. The new leaf, everything. Roots are completely and totally saturated. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to mix more chunkiness into this, right? I'm going to put some of this soil into it. This is a akadama. I think it's how you say it, akadama. It's a soil that's popular in Japan. We're going to use some of it. And then I'm going to add some orchid barks, some perlite, and some charcoal to this, just to chunk it up even more. And then I want to add a little bit more of our peat and sphagnum, and just mix this up to get a nice equal mixing of this. Now, once I get this mixed up, what I'm also going to do is spray some of that biofungicide into this soil mixture. So the biofungicide, what it does is it introduces some biological organisms into the soil that will help fight off bad bacteria, bad fungus, so on and so forth. It will naturally kill it at the plant level and inside your plant. So looking at this, I don't know what your eyes are saying to you, but I say that bitch looks pretty chunky to me. What I'm hoping is this is enough to fill this orchid pot that we are getting ready to put it in, because this is as far as we going right here, y'all. I ain't doing too much more than this. But like I said, hopefully getting this plant into a more aerated situation will kind of help counteract some of the fungal issues, or what I'm assuming are fungal issues that the plant is currently having. And it could just be, like I said, it could also be more so some of that fungal issue that we're having is being caused by the soil being too wet. So we got the pot here. We're just gonna get him in here as best we can. And I don't want him too high in the pot because the stem has already become super long. So we're just gonna drop this in here, and I'm just gonna shake it up and down to kind of get some of the soil or the substrate between everything. And I don't want to pack it down too much. I don't want to create a situation where it's compacted in there. And I'm just gonna tap it, and I'm scared I might have them in there too shallow. Might be all right. It just seems like it could possibly be too damn shallow in that pot, and then that in itself creates a problem. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tap it a little bit more just to make sure that the soil that's in here, or the substrate that's in here that's gonna try to come out of the holes, comes out of the holes, right? You're gonna fall out now. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna top dress the soil with some of that akadama mix, so that we don't end up with a place where it's easy for fungus gnats to just get on top and start fucking and taking over my house, because that shit gets on my nerves. I don't know about y'all, but I can't stand a damn fungus gnat. So I try to top dress plants that are going to be wet all the time with something that's gravel-like. So this akadama soil works on top, but it also helps the plant to retain some moisture and not just have all the moisture in the plant running out all over the floor. So I'm gonna get the soil out that's down here in the bottom of this. And then we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna see what happens from there. I'll check back in with y'all and let you know how this project is going. But pray for us, because I'm hoping that treating this with this biofungicide and everything will get us to a place to where the plant is not producing these leaves with all these spots all over it. Because as you can see, the new one that's coming in looks fine for now, but they all start out that way and then eventually go to looking funky. So also, if there's any anthurium experts out there, because honestly, I've only had anthuriums for 2 years now at this point. If there's something you notice about this and you feel like I'm doing something wrong or could change or try something different, let me know. All right. Until next time, y'all. I'll holla.